Well, welcome back, everybody, to the Around the JFL podcast. I always forget what episode we're on. Was it 9, 10?
This is episode 10 for season 10.
10. How
We're
about
we're
that? There we
at the
go.
full decade of episodes now.
We are at about week 3 of season 10. Pretty crazy. I'm not wearing any pants. We got a nice little show lined up. Talk about what's happened so far. We're gonna cover the draft, but we were going to cover the draft, but our friends at Inside the JFL kind of talked in depth about that. So we might skim over it a little bit. But we're going to talk about the games that have happened so far. But before any of that jazz, for any of that nonsense, how are you guys doing?
Tired, but other than that, I'm doing pretty well. Just a long day at the workplace for me, but I'm very excited just in general for season 10 so far. And just to stay in the league right now, it has been to say it's been wild is an understatement for the first 2 weeks. So I'm excited to actually to talk about this in depth a little bit.
Brad, how are you?
I'm nowhere near a home base, but that's okay. Yeah, we're just kind of going along with it, seeing how it goes. It's been certainly interesting.
You're a tad bit quiet for me, Brad. I can't really hear you that well.
Ah,
Yeah, maybe just talk louder.
okay.
But yeah, dude, season 10 has been like the most eventful and exciting season we've had in a long time, arguably ever, I would say. Been pretty wild. We'll get in all that. But before we start with all of what's going on, I want to do a fun little segment where we just kind of talk about the wide receivers around the league. I personally am a big fan of wide receivers. And I thought, what if we do this thing where we rank, not really rank, but pick the top 25 receivers in the league and kind of just talk about that and why we have them there. So how it's going to work is it's not like we're setting a decisive ranking. We are just picking a receiver we think should be that high, and then like we'll take turns picking one. And I guess we'll do
Is this current?
we'll do 24. Yeah, current receivers in the league right now. And I'll just start us off since like I made the bit, so we get the idea. And I'm gonna say top 25 without a doubt, wide receiver, Shiloh Lamprey. Kick it off there. Take Tristan's guy. Shiloh Lamprey is easily a top 25 receiver in the league right now. Last season he's coming off of how many yards?
A lot. Some 900, high 900s. I think he's just shy of the 1,000 mark. I can check really fast.
He was second, wasn't he? Yeah, he was second.
944.
Yep.
Yeah, 944, and was my pick for receiving leader. I think that's a easy top 3 wide receiver in the league right now, even though he hasn't had the hottest start to season 10.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's just been
But
overall like a little bit of a bad start for the team as a whole, not necessarily him. So I'm not too worried.
yeah, Shiloh Lamprey's elite.
With wide receivers.
Yeah.
Just wide receivers, or is it like receiving?
Just wide receivers.
Just wide receivers.
Wide receivers.
Okay.
Yeah.
That changes.
So let's
things.
we can.
Yeah, that changes things. I was gonna say West Bowen at some point, but
specifically wide receivers,
Okay.
And yeah,
okay.
All right, Tristan.
I'll raise you Zion Williams. Last year's receiving leader, cracked 1,000, still looking good with the hoplites this season. I mean, I think you guys are no stranger to my opinions on Zion Williams. I think this guy is like probably one of the best wide receivers in the league right now, if not the best. Currently. So I mean, I've said things enough in previous episodes. I don't think I need to explain myself too much on that one. Just he's gonna be elite for the next 3-4 seasons still, I bet.
Yeah, if I didn't pick Lamprey, I was gonna pick Zion for top, easy top 3 receiver.
Yeah.
Right now. Okay, you should make like a doc and like the list of who we have, if you don't mind.
Yeah, I gotcha.
That way the viewers can see and we keep track. Brad,
Um, I'm
your
gonna
pick.
go with who I think just has to be next. Calvin Smith.
Ooh, I like Calvin.
Um, offensive
Based off last season, that's a good pick.
based off last season. Offensive rookie of the year. All pro. Let's see what he had statistics wise. He was the third best wide receiver, well, subjectively of course, but third in yards. Less receptions than the guys ahead of him. 8 touchdowns, just really solid. Like not even solid, just a really good young guy who should have plenty of good times coming ahead of him. Now, granted, Draymond Daniels did just get hurt, so what happens to his numbers, we don't know. But regardless, he's good.
Yeah, he hasn't had the hottest start as well this season. But a lot of that is Draymond just got injured and you won't have him for the rest of the season. So I don't expect Calvin Smith to be a superstar this season again or make all pro, but I think he's definitely a top 25 receiver in the league. I don't know if I would take him in the top 3 area, but he definitely deserves to be in this list.
Are we
So
drafting teams
that's
here, or are we just putting together?
no,
a
we're
list?
just
going
kind of
ahead.
like
Okay.
we're just putting together a list
Yeah, okay.
of who we think the
I
top
figured, yeah.
25 guys should.
I think based on talent alone, Calvin Smith deserves to be there. I mean, last year he was a rookie and he was third in receiving yards, and it wasn't close between him and number 4. Like, I definitely think he should be there for sure.
I agree. I
Even if
think
his
he's
numbers
definitely.
aren't going to be there at the end of the season because of the QB trouble this season due to Draymond's injury, I still think talent wise he should be on the list somewhere.
There aren't 25 receivers better than Calvin Smith in the league.
No.
They're just
Yeah,
not.
no. Especially since you
Okay.
said it, we're not going in any particular order.
Right.
We're just
Yeah. Okay, back to me. I'm going to take another easy pick. I'm going to go with Roy Dawkins, who is had a 900-yard season a couple seasons ago. Made all pro. This season I think he's leading receivers right now. Maybe I don't know after week 2 stats aren't in yet.
I was gonna say after week 1 he was. He might not be anymore, but he had an electric game. Game 1.
Yeah, he had a 170-yard game already, and I think like clearly top 25. And
I
I
would
think he's going to
definitely
be
say
a top. He might be a receiving leader this season.
Mm-hmm. I'll say my next one, his own teammate Zaire Madison, I think is in that list as well. I think that Griffin's receiving room is kind of loaded right now, but I think they're for sure pretty. Those two are probably pretty equal. Just in terms of talents, I think they're pretty high up there though.
I would agree. Madison just also had a crazy game. He's had a 186-yard game. They might fight each other for receiving lead if Kobe Sansa keeps up the production we've seen.
Potentially. Yeah.
Okay, Brad.
So I'm gonna go for a guy that previously hasn't gotten a lot of recognition. Dante Okada.
Yeah.
Great pick. That was my next pick. I thought you were gonna go with one of your own guys.
No, I don't. They're definitely up there, especially for me. They are aging in a little bit, so we'll get to them later. But Dante Okada on a new team. Not that the Towers didn't have an actual quarterback, but he's got a legit quarterback now with Peyton Blanche. He already had like 116 yards in a game. He's had a good start so far, and I'm really excited to see what he can do with an actual team around him.
I think Dante Okada as a Glacier, he already has put together a really impressive resume with the Towers, but I think the help he's going to have with the Glaciers is really going to propel him to solidify his career as a Hall of Famer, and I think he's easily a top 25 receiver in the league. Like I think he's easy top 10, maybe top 5.
Yeah.
Okay. After that, I'm going to go with a Salamander since you didn't say one because I think they have 2. I'm going to say Devontae Hodgins because he's the GOAT. He's the greatest. In my opinion, it's obviously a little debatable. You could say Breida, you could say Toon, I guess. But I think Devontae Hodgins is the clear-cut number 1 receiver of all time. And he's still kicking, and he's still killing it. And I'm going to take Devontae Hodgins in the top 25.
I think that's absolutely a good pick. Yeah.
650 yards. So
where is Hodgins? What season is Hodgins from? Is he 2 or 3? 3? Okay.
Season
3. Yeah, he was a rookie for the Super Bowl.
Okay. I do think he still deserves to be on this list currently until he's not producing, which he still did last year. So I would definitely put him there. I think I'll bounce to our first West team and say Cavante Henry, I think, is probably somewhere in this list at the moment. I do think probably we're gonna say a lot of different teams across this list. I think Cavante is easily like the Corsairs' top guy. I don't know if they have another one behind him, especially after listening to John your podcast earlier today while I was driving. But I was like, Henry has been like kind of Burke's like sole target the past like season or two, and he is still very well producing.
Yeah, so I'm kind of surprised you took Cavante this early already.
Yeah.
He did just make his All-Pro. I love Cavante Henry. Cavante Henry is incredible. One of my favorite players, but he finally broke into All-Pro status. And while, yeah, I think he's definitely a top 25 guy, he might be in the closer to like 15 range, if we're being honest. But I like that you took him. That makes me happy.
No, I
like
agree.
Cavante
He
Henry.
probably is maybe a little bit lower, but I'm not really trying to go for ranking. I'm just trying to think of people who I would put in this list overall and just trying to grab them right now.
Yeah, Cavante is definitely the Corsairs number one. But yeah, shout out the F4U Fold Up, my new Corsair centered podcast. You should go listen to that. Made the first episode today. But yeah, Cavante Henry. Brad, you're up.
I'm gonna go with I'm gonna steal Dez away before Tristan can take him. I'm gonna hope that the next guy I want is gonna get back around to me, but I'm just gonna go with him because we already took Devontae Hodgins, and I want to talk about one of my guys. He's been a little overshadowed in his career just because of the room he's been in. But I mean he's solid. He's a little bit younger. He's season 5. Just consistently puts out a good season. I do think he's the lower part of the top 25, but I mean he's still there. So not much. He's just consistent, solid, 2-time All-Pro.
I'd agree putting him on the list. I would have definitely said his name at some point for the list.
Yeah, I agree. I agree completely. Styler definitely deserves to be on there. I think he has a better chance of making All-Pro this season than Hodgins, honestly, with the age Hodgins is at. I think Styler's poised for another All-Pro in the next season or so with Martin Doria.
Let's go.
Next up, I'm going to take Onyx Portis.
Ooh, I was wondering if you were going to say him or not. Yeah.
Well, I was thinking a little bit like he's kind of been iffy the past couple seasons, but 25, or we're going to do 24, so that way we all get the same amount.
Okay.
24. Onyx Portis is a top 24 receiver. That's a lot of receivers.
It is,
and there's no way Onyx Portis, multi-time All-Pro, still the Jackals number one. Last season, he had 721 yards. He was the first guy off of All-Pro, I believe. He's still up there. He's still a guy. I'm taking Onyx Portis, top 24.
Sure. Yeah, I like it. I'll say the man alone. Hez Watkins with the Admirals right now. I think Hez deserves to be in this conversation. Is he Jack?
He's a Jackal. He was traded to the Jackals.
I'm sorry, he was traded to Jackals a while ago. You're right. I do think Hez Watkins deserves to be in this list though, as well. I think he had some really great showings when he was alone on the Admirals, and I think with Golden he's elevated even further. I don't think his stats entirely reflect how good he is. I do think Hez is a good receiver though.
That's another one that I like. Much more iffy about that one than like Cavante Henry or Onyx Portis right now. But he is still like a 600-yard receiver, and I think that's still top. Like that's top 24. Like Hez Watkins is a he can be your wide receiver one on a lot of teams.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's only 20 teams in the league. That's top 24.
No.
Brad.
I'm gonna say Flay Boder here.
Yes, my boy. I was gonna say him next time we came around to it.
Yeah, In season 9, he had 670 yards and 50 receptions. He had 7 touchdowns.
Can I just hype up my own man for a second?
Yeah,
This
go
guy is
for it.
one of the most consistent guys across the league when he's not injured. For the 1 point in season 7, this guy consistently gets 500 plus yard. I don't think he's had a season below 480, and is just always, he hasn't gotten an All Pro, but I swear he's the most consistent guy that my team has ever seen before Shiloh. I will fight for this man till I die for Flay to be on this list, because if we had to do, I remember we talked about a long time ago where we said, oh, we should do the draft round and try and beat an all-time team of one of the lower teams, but we can't pick all pros. Flay Boder's upper echelon ever of picking for those wide receivers. In my heart, that's the top guy. So I know Flay hasn't gotten an all pro, but he is still one of my favorite players I've ever had on my team.
Yeah, the awards aren't there as much as we wish they were.
Yes.
But his statistics, it speaks for itself. He's consistent, scores touchdowns. He deserves to be up there.
I think of my wide receiver room right now kind of like the 24-25 Vikings, where it's Shiloh is Justin Jefferson, Flay is Jordan Addison, and Cal is Jordan Naylor. It's either one of these guys could go off. It's probably going to be Shiloh, but the other two can fill in if the other top guy is double or triple covered.
That's a good take. I agree with that.
Understandable. Hate that you mentioned the Vikings, though. Anyways,
it's just the one that popped into my head the first, because I remember the season. It was just a really weird season when I remember them popping off, but Jefferson wasn't. At least mostly due to fantasy football is why I remember that.
Anyways, next.
Yep.
Yeah. Flay Boder, yeah, he's never been an All Pro, but only 7 receivers make All Pro every season, and we're doing 24. Flay Boder is definitely he's a very high class player. I think he's a better player than Cavante Henry,
really?
all time. He just hasn't had that one season that put him, Cavante Henry was the 7th best receiver. Flay Boder's been the 8th. I feel multiple times,
Yeah.
He's been that close. But yeah, next I'm gonna go with he may be a little older. He may not have the same production he used to, but I'm still taking him top 24, and I'm not gonna disrespect him any further. Garrett Breida.
There you go.
Is going.
Yeah. That's a good take. I still do think he's probably up there. I think on a lower echelon team that doesn't have a good room around him, he could absolutely still produce to be a number 1. It's just due to the league progressing, we have found guys who have been a little less talent-wise, but younger and able to produce a bit more.
And the fact that he's in a room, we've already said his 2 other wide receivers on this list, Roy Dawkins and Zaire Madison. Garrett Breida doesn't have to do anything. He's the wide receiver 3 for them. He just doesn't have to. He just could just be a mentor and play when he needs to. On another team, I think Garrett Breida still puts up pretty good numbers where he has to be the guy.
I agree. Yeah.
Not that Roy didn't do good in season 9, but his numbers were a lot lower than I thought they were.
He did have a little drop off.
I think I'll take us back to the South, and I'm gonna say one of our Super Bowl favorites, Shea Heinstein with the Tyrants, I think is probably in this top 24 conversation.
AJ Cameron?
I would agree.
Or Jamel Jokes?
I'm not putting Jelks on this. Jelks is retired. I'm not putting his name on this list. I never would. But I think Shea Heinstein is one of those better receivers in this room. I think AJ Cameron is a solid 2 or 3, but I don't think he's the one in that room. He has been, but I don't think he should be. I think Shea Heinstein is an actual 1, and maybe if Shea Sharka actually figures out his drop problem, he eventually could be as well. But I think right now Heinstein is the guy in the Tyrants room.
What was Heinstein's numbers last season? I can't find them.
I will find it for you.
I do like him on this list.
Was he injured last season? No. There's no way.
I don't think so.
He played 7 games, 378 yards, and 4 touchdowns.
He actually had a pretty poor season last season.
Yeah. Haywood
He had less than 400 yards in 7 games.
Whoa.
But I think he's a high caliber player. He's had better seasons. I think he's gonna have. I think he's gonna be. I think he's the number one this season.
He was a
I like Shea
600
Heinz.
he was a 600-yard receiver his rookie year. Exactly
Yeah,
600.
I.
I think this is his
But
breakout year.
Heinstein, I agree, but he might be like in the 20s
Yes, he's
range.
lower on this list, but I'm just saying these as they come to my mind.
Yeah.
I
The
think
thing
he's
is, though, we want to be
lower
careful.
on this list for
We
sure.
want to be careful taking those like lower guys before we have to, because then we might get to that point and be like, oh crap, we forgot somebody, and
That's fair.
then the
Yeah.
spot's gone. Um, but I am gonna take AJ Cameron
Hold
for
on, it's
this
not
rookie.
your turn.
Sorry, I got
It's
excited.
Brady's turn.
You're good.
Missing
I
AJ
was
Cameron over.
I was thinking about AJ Cameron, but since you're saying that, I'm gonna let you have him. I'm gonna go with Gaziel Falk. Is that how you say his name?
Yeah, there you go.
Gaziel Falk. Um, he had a pretty solid season, season 9. And the hoplites, they're looking pretty good. The Matthew Maines connection, that helps too. I just think that he's poised for a good year. Granted, you have Zyron to compete with, but I just think I think he's gonna have a good year all around.
Talent wise, I would put him top 24. I like Gazelle Falk a lot.
I agree.
How many are we at?
With AJ Cameron, who's your next pick, who you can talk about in a second, we are at 16.
Flying
Okay.
through this.
So we got some room still.
Yeah.
But yeah, I am gonna take AJ Cameron. AJ Cameron is one of the more underrated receivers in the league, in my opinion. He is the Tyrants franchise receiving leader. Consistent producer. He just put up another 600-yard season last season. I like AJ Cameron a lot. He's proven a lot more than Shea Heinstein. I think if Shea Heinstein's on this list, Cameron has to be. The Tyrants kind of have a weird wide receiver room situation. They've been like desperately trying to get the superstar one, but they just have like a whole bunch of really, really good twos or like lower end ones. AJ Cameron, Shea Heinstein. They just got Laquan Dashiell, and they drafted Shai Sarka in the first round. It's like the Packers a couple years ago where they had just like a million wide receiver twos. I think the Tyrants are like that, but like a little bit better. But I'm taking AJ Cameron. I think he's top 24.
Okay. Oh man, I want to say this name, but he's been kind of falling off the past few seasons, but he was so good early in his career. Oh man. You know what, I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. Herman Perryman with the Rhinos. I think his numbers season 6 and season 7 were absolutely incredible. He has been on the decline since a bit, but I feel like he is still enough to be in this conversation, especially with an all-pro earlier in his career. I think, and he has shown that he can be top echelon. He was like number 2 in receiving yards in his sophomore year. I think talent-wise, he should absolutely be in this conversation. He's up there, especially when everything is clicking in that room. It might not the rest of this season, potentially, and he might not finish top 24 in receiving yards this year, but like I think he should be in the conversation.
I agree. I think that's a good take.
Okay. Brady, you make number 18.
It's crazy how many of these rooms like have multiple top 20 receivers in them.
I think that says a lot.
We're saying a lot of teammates.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
That I want to show. I'm gonna wait on that guy potentially. I'm gonna go Damaro Rand.
I was
Now.
just
Good
thinking
take.
from the
yeah,
Sharks should be probably in here.
So, I mean, without Mason Mountain, yeah, Damaro Rand. He's been really solid there in his time so far. He's been pretty good. I mean, he's just good. He's talented. I think he
Made
needs
an
to be in
all-pro.
the. I think he just needs to be in the top 24. So
Yeah,
was that
definitely. After Mason Mount and Travis Zamora and Hank Lewis and all retired, Rand was the only weapon left for Tiber Jericho for a minute there. He made an all-pro. He's been a consistent top producer. He's their clear number one in that room. That's a good take. He's definitely a top 24 receiver in the league.
Yeah.
I'm
19.
gonna
We all
go.
have 2 more picks, by the way. Just saying that
Okay.
now.
I'm gonna go with a guy I think should not have slipped this far down. Kind of goes under the radar a little bit because he hasn't made an All-Pro yet, but he's been close quite a few times. The number one weapon for a number one overall pick quarterback, Raekwon Gibbs
I was
of the
just gonna say
Cobras.
him. I was just gonna say him, but I was gonna wait.
He's coming off like a
Yeah.
670 yard,
That's not how you spell it.
673 yard
Yeah.
season.
That's crazy. I was gonna say him, but I was gonna wait.
Raekwon Gibbs needs to be, he needed to be set. He's definitely top 24. I think he could make an All-Pro any one of these seasons. He's definitely that caliber.
Yeah. Oh, I've got a few more that I want to say, and we're not going to have room for them.
And out here.
Do I be biased here for a second?
I mean,
we're this. I was about to say, I want to say Cal Castle so badly, and since we're this far down, I feel more comfortable saying him. He's produced very similarly to Flay a lot of seasons. Never had an All-Pro, but like is still a consistent producer for this room, for this team, and upper echelon, upper half every single year. This guy has always been my guy in the room when I need a tight ball. I love Cal.
I think that's valid. I think he deserves to be.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
It's potentially gonna go with Cal, but you took him.
I needed to say this. And my last pick might be a little controversial, but we'll see.
Yeah, I'm kind of running out here.
I have 2 guys I think need to be said, almost 3, and I'm really hoping that you guys say it.
I've got one that might shock you guys, but I think he deserves to be in this conversation.
Just give me a second here. I gotta look at something.
This is pick 21 for.
This is
Brady?
pick 21. Yep.
Okay.
We haven't said Jazz and Dontella yet, have we?
Nope, we have not. That your pick?
I feel like that's what I'm gonna go with.
Okay.
That's a very. I was not thinking about him, but I don't think that's a bad.
The lone receiver in the Century's room now.
Yeah, so I don't know exactly where he ended up in season 10. So I'm gonna find that really quick, or season 9 rather. Century.
417 yards, 35 receptions, 3 touchdowns, 1 fumble.
Yeah.
Lower on the total poll.
But I will say this. In their week 2 game, he put up 130.
Okay.
So I think, especially with the makeup of the team, currently, if they have to throw the ball, he's kind of the guy.
He's like the 1 or 2. Kronkoli may beat him out as the number 1 option, just because Kronk is that good, but because of the makeup of the team, he's probably the number 2 look almost every passing play, I would say. So he might just inadvertently get fed the ball a lot this season.
Yeah. Well, I'm also just going to say he was a top 10 pick. He was picked number 9 in season 8.
This is true.
He was a top receiver prospect. But this kind of pick, this is exactly why I wanted to do this segment, because when we get to these bottom ones, the picks get so interesting. Because Jason Dantella, that's such a interesting pick to take.
I think that's a good one, though. When you think about it for a second.
I wasn't thinking about him at all, but now that I think about him more, I think it's a good take. I think he's breaking out this season. And when you look, he is the only receiver on that team, but there's a reason why they picked him to be their one receiver.
Exactly.
They traded out Laquan Dashiell, who I also think could contend for this list. And you could put him on this list and I wouldn't be mad. They traded out Laquan Dashiell for Jason Dantella to still play.
Who statistically, Laquan had a better season last season. So they're making a choice here.
Headed into week 3, he's over 200 yards.
Yeah, he had a good week 1 and week 2.
Yeah, I think he's going to break out, and I think by the end of the season, we're not going to question why he's on this list. I think that's a sneaky take, but I like it. I like that take.
Okay.
Now, this is my last pick, correct?
Correct. Yeah, we're at pick 22 now.
Oh God.
Okay, I'm really torn because if there's two guys I think need to be said,
Okay.
and
If
then
I
after
can't
that,
come
there's a
up
few
with
more.
one, you can just.
There's a few I
So
think should be said as well, but there's one I really want to say. So
I'm gonna say the one I think's a little better right now, but
Greg.
also because he has a better situation. Lomas Perez of the
okay.
Direwolves.
Mm-hmm.
I did think
Lomas
someone
Perez,
from the Direwolves needed to be in here. I agree.
I think he should not have slid this far down. But he just had a 657-yard season. He's put up multiple 600-yard seasons. I think he's clearly a top 24 wide receiver. He's the number one target for them right now. Jeff Maggie's comfort blanket as a rookie, and Lomas Perez is another one of those like borderline all pro level receivers who haven't snuck into one yet.
All right. I like it. I like it. Now, this might raise some hairs.
It's stressful
However,
for me.
because this is a rookie this year, which is why this might be a little subject to discussion. We had a great camp. He had a stinker game 1, but he was electric game 2. I'm gonna say Antrell Law with the Leopards.
That's interesting.
See, I think this is gonna be the guy who is gonna be the Leopards' #1 guy going forward, even as a rookie and farther down the line when they eventually find a new QB. Sorry, Tony, but Kale Rush and Warren Fouts-Krieg, it's not going to be either of those guys. We just got to accept that right now. I think Antrell Law is going to be their #1 receiver for a while. Just based off of like how he's looked in camp, what he looked like this past week in week 2. I think in week 3, I think his week 3 game might be done as well. I think he's going to be a guy.
How did he do in week 3?
Week 3,
'Cause they did well.
159 yards, 10 receptions, 1 touchdown.
How did he do in week 2? Because he had a 0 game.
That was week 1. Was a 0 game.
Yeah.
One sec. 39 yards, 3 receptions. So he's gotten off to a slow start. I understand that. But I think this is going to be a guy who's going to slowly build up to be really good one day. Because he had one of the best camps across wide receivers in season 10. One of the
might
best.
have been the best.
Might have been the
It might have been
best.
the best
I think it
receiver
was the
camp.
best receiver camp we saw of rookies. And because he's in a room right now that is older or kind of lower right now, I think he's going to be a #1 guy going forward for whatever the Leopards have in plan in the future. I think this guy is going to be great. I don't think he might not be right now, but I think he's going to be great.
I think that's I agree with that take. I think Antrell Law is going to be really good. Definitely he's going to be unquestionable top 24 in the future. But I wasn't even really considering a rookie for this list, considering that it is pretty weak rookie receiver class, and none of them have really accomplished much yet. So I wasn't thinking about him. But I don't hate Antrell Law as like maybe the 24th receiver in the league right now. Wait, after the game he just had, I mean, he's top.
That's what I'm saying. He has shown that it can be there with the most recent week. If he didn't
He's
have
probably top 15 in receiving right now.
with that
season.
game after week 3 stats are done, he might be. Yes. The thing because he got off to a slow start, I would not have considered him unless he just had that week 3 game. But because of that, I trust this pick more, and I think he can produce it.
That's fair. Okay, is this the last pick?
This is the last pick for Brady.
Okay, who's the last guy in our top 24 receivers in the league?
This is gonna sound kind of crazy. I'm really curious who John is thinking because I might have missed someone.
If you don't say him, I'm gonna be very sad.
Kind of want to say Quan Reckel.
Yes. Let's go.
Like that's who you were thinking.
Yes.
Okay. He's older. He's season 5. But he's playing for the Kingfishers. He has over 150 yards. He's right around 150 this season so far, and he already has a touchdown. He's been playing for some not great teams in his career, but he's been really solid considering what he's had to deal with. So I think he's like a perfect around the bottom of the top 24. Not necessarily because of his talent or whatever, but because of his career path and how he's had to deal with stuff, and just the rooms he's been in. But I think he's great to end the list off.
Consistent 500-yard receiver.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I think it would have been a horrible snub if we left Quan Reckel out of the top 24 receivers. I'm very glad you said.
I'm happy with that pick to cap us off there. I like that one. I just want to run through a few other notable guys who we might have missed.
Wait, hold on.
Oh,
Before we, we should talk about snubs, but you should recap the whole list real quick.
Okay. Just run in an order that we said. This is not the actual top. This is not the actual order. Shiloh Lamprey, Zion Williams, Calvin Smith, Roy Dawkins, Zaire Madison, Dante Okada, Devontae Hodgins, Cavante Henry, Desmond Staller, Onyx Portis, Hez Watkins, Flay Boder, Garrett Breida, Shea Heinstein, Gazelle Falk, AJ Cameron, Herman Perryman, Demaro Rand, Raekwon Gibbs, Cal Castle, Jason Dantella, Lomaz Prez, Antrell Law, and Quan Reckel.
It's a good list.
I like this list.
Yeah, we should talk about some guys who may have been snubbed.
A few guys from the Glaciers team, I want to say.
Marshall Cunningham.
Marshall Cunningham,
Yes.
yep.
I feel
agree.
like he could have been in over Law. Simply because Law's a rookie.
I think there's a few that we could definitely include in here. Chaz Lazard, I know, is hyped up pretty well and is always poised to have a good game. I do know.
It's kind of hard to pick stuff when you don't necessarily have a list in front of you, even though you have the stats. It's really easy to look over someone. So sorry if we missed anyone that you guys feel is egregious.
Say so. Right. Tell us. Let us know in the discussions.
Yeah. What's another big one?
You're gonna get a nasty gram about Matt Gregg.
I have a guy who's probably not top 24, but I want to spotlight him anyway because of the team he's been on for his whole career and the situation he's been in, and he's put up a lot of 500-yard seasons. Kenny Clayton for the Kingfishers. The Kingfishers all-time franchise receiving leader. Guys dealt with the Kingfishers his whole career. He's probably in his last season right now, so he's kind of below probably top 24. But I just want to talk about Kenny Clayton as an underrated receiver in JFL history. I think in a better situation, he could have shined a lot more.
Sure. Yeah, I like it.
I agree with that.
What about Jalen Worthy on the Lancers? What do we think about Jalen?
That's a good one to talk about.
Probably not in this list, but I do think honorable mention. He is worthy of honorable mention here. Yeah. He's been somewhat of a good light on this Lancers team where they've been struggling kind of in their rebuild a little bit, but I think he's definitely up there. I mean, he had a 500-yard receiving season last year. How do you do in 8? Whoa.
We honestly might be really underrating Jalen Worthy.
459 in season 8.
He was a top receiver prospect.
571 in season 7. I wonder if it's just the QB play.
Well, yeah, he has been dealing with injured Cruz Gibbs, Brett Matterly, and Clay Duke for his whole career.
Yeah,
that's pretty brutal. That is a brutal. We might be seriously underrating Jalen Worthy as a wide receiver. He might really pop off with if Baron Visioner, the Lancers' new quarterback, he looks pretty good. If they can build some chemistry, I can see Jalen Worthy popping higher into this conversation.
How did he do in week 2? I want to look at week 2 for the Lancers. Because he didn't have a great game 1, only like 36 yards or so. But week
Worthy might be one of the more underrated receivers in the league.
Week 2, he had 59 yards with 5 receptions. Still not putting up huge numbers, but he might be getting back to a more consistent ground. Other Lancers rookie, actually, DeAndre Brooks has been kind of showing out this season for him, off to a good hot start for them right now, I will say. kind of their number one right now a little bit, which is kind of surprising.
Him and Law are the two like pretty good.
Those are the
rookie
two
receivers.
standout rookies, I would say, so far.
Laquan Dashiell.
Yeah.
I love Laquan Dashiell.
Laquan Dashiell's already on the list. I was just about to write his name down.
Feel about Russell Boone's.
Wait, where is Laquan?
That's another good one. So I think Russell Boone's is very similar to Kenny Clayton.
Mhm.
But it's different. Like Kenny Clayton was stuck in
Yeah.
a bad situation. Russell Boone's was stuck in an
Right.
anti-wide receiver situation.
Wait, we didn't say Laquan Dashiell at all.
I just said Laquan Dashiell.
Yeah, no, but he wasn't in like our list, is what I was saying.
Yeah, I think he was.
But we mentioned him when we said Dantella.
Yeah, I think Laquan Dashiell is definitely like in the realm. He's a little old now, but at one point he was definitely top 24.
Okay. Yeah.
But
yeah, Russell Boone's was just kind of in a.
That's a good one to talk about.
With Wes Bowen, it's like okay, you have a good wide receiver, a solid wide receiver, but how are you gonna ignore throwing to the greatest tight end that we've had in the JFL?
Yeah, he is the best receiver, non-tight end in Emperor's history. He just put up a 400-yard season. He's nothing like special, but like it's another guy like Kenny Clayton that in another situation, I think he would shine a lot more. He was a first-round pick receiver, I believe.
Let me find out.
But no, I like Russell Boone's a lot. I think he definitely would have done a lot more in a different situation. But for the Emperors, he's been very consistent.
I think
Russell Boone was a 7th overall.
Wow. I think he's a very similar type of player to like maybe Flay and Cal, kind of being maybe a little underneath that all-pro level, but being a consistent target. And if Bowen wasn't there, he'd probably have a bit more production.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I feel like that's kind of the group.
Yeah, that's a lot of the
If we missed
highlights.
anyone, obviously, let us know.
Shout us out.
A lot of good receivers. I love wide receivers.
I agree. Yeah. Anyways, do we want to just since we've been talking about them, do we want to dive into the games?
Yes.
At this point?
Yes, we should.
Let's dive into the games.
So we should start with just week 1.
Agreed, yeah. Do you want to go game by game or just jump around to our favorite moments and highlights?
Just pick like crazy moments.
Okay. Lancers are on a hot streak to start this season right now. I guess maybe not hot, but like they're starting 2-0. We expected the Lancers to maybe not be that great, and they won game 1 in a good close game, and then they blew open game 2 against the Paladins. These guys might be like, are the Lancers hot right now? Are these guys like?
Get the rest of their schedule.
I don't know if they're legit, but like
Kingfishers, they should beat the Kingfishers. That's a very favorable start to the schedule.
And then the Paladins.
Yeah, and then they immediately get thrown to the Jackals, Cobras.
Maybe the 2 worst teams in
the
league.
That's the South. That's just their South schedule is the thing.
But I don't know, the Lancers, so they have something to fight for.
The Lancers
need to have
this. The Lancers are this for me right now because Latrake and Shepard can either be really good or really rough.
Yeah.
Barron looks like he can be good or bad on a given week. Their wide receivers might be good. They might be mediocre. It's hard to say right now, but like they're showing promise right now. John Bain is still there. He's getting them progress.
I don't know if it's the schedule of the teams that they're playing or if everything's clicking for them, but I think for all intents and purposes, they are playing pretty well right now for what we expected them to be.
That's more what I'm saying right now.
Baron Visioner is a really big highlight for me. I think he's performing way better than expected when the Lancers took him higher than he was projected. I think I really like him as their quarterback going forward. But also the Lancers, they have something they need to fight for this season. They need to get 4 wins. If they don't hit 4 wins, John Bain is walking out the door. So I like that they're starting off hot. I think this is really good for them. And I do think I like the Lancers' outlook. I think this is the brightest outlook the Lancers have had in a long time.
Yeah, I agree. They've certainly they've certainly been a little down in the dumps. I think they've got something to hope for right now. They've got something to prove right now, and I think they're on the road to getting there. If they
This is
can get
kind of
4 wins or so, or maybe 5, and keep John Bain in the door, I think they've got a good future ahead of them.
this is the best they've looked since they had Morty Fay and Tucker Borston.
And Garrett Breida.
Garrett Breida.
This is the best they've looked since
Everybody
they're
always
Two
forgets to
Purple.
talk about. Everybody forgets to talk about Breida when they talk about the Lancers blowing up. They always say Borston and Fay, and they never mention Breida. I'm like,
Well, I think it's
Breida?
because what they got in return for Borston and Fay was
worse, yeah, but they still
worse.
got rid of
Yeah,
the best receiver.
sure, that's fair. Who else?
We are forgetting. I want to talk about the opener. First off,
Okay.
the first game of the season, we started off with an absolute banger. The Jackals versus the Griffins.
Yeah.
This game was electric. So, Tyson Lane just finished with as the interception leader last season. Ricard Reese was just traded to the Griffins to be their DB1 and a superstar in their DB room. Those two guys combined for 9 chaos plays. The greatest DB versus DB matchup of all time. Tyson Lane put up 3 picks, a forced fumble, and 16 tackles. That's defensive player of the week, right? Wrong. On the other team, across the field,
Charging battery.
Ricard Reese. Oh my God. What is it? 16 tackles as well. 4 interceptions. And a sack. He's like the third DB ever to get a sack?
Smith, Reese.
Yeah, like, oh my goodness. Ricard Reese is just like, so Ricard Reese has won every award there is to win. Jiesman, as a DB, Defensive Rookie of the Year. Next year, Defensive Player of the Year. That was 3 years in a row, by the way.
Yeah.
Jiesman, D-Roy, Depoy. 3 years in a row. He's won 4 Defensive Player of the Week awards, I think, which he's only like one of 7 players ever to do that much. What's he trying to do now? What awards does he not have? MVP. Super Bowl MVP. I think he's coming for both this season. And a ring, obviously. But Ricard Reese is just off this planet. He's an alien.
To say that right now a defensive player is our MVP favorite candidate through 3 weeks or 2.5 weeks is insanity. We haven't had one yet. It hasn't been
not
close.
Just a defensive player, a DB. A DB. Like this guy, he has 9 chaos plays in 3 games. He put up this insane game, 4 picks and a sack. He put up another pick in week 2. He put up 3 picks in week 3. Like, holy
He has
cow.
all-pro numbers in 3 weeks.
Yeah, he could get injured in week 4 and not play another snap, and he's an all-pro.
He has more right now than like half the DBs in the league have in their careers.
Yeah, like,
which is insane.
He already has Defensive Player of the Year numbers. It's just outrageous. He's gonna smash. He's gonna violate that pick record. He's gonna absolutely destroy. That pick record is gonna be filing like restraining orders on Ricard Reese.
Also, they also have to play the Kingfishers and the Towers.
Oh.
So
I think we're
that
not.
Seems kind of easy for schedule
because they were like a 2nd or 3rd place team.
They were second.
They're a 2nd place team in their division last season, and I think that's actually where we got to talk about it. Ben came up with a new system to kind of talk about and set up schedules to make it easier and more standardized for this season that we are trial running. Number 1s play number 1s, number 2s play number 2s, number 3s, yada yada yada, whatever.
And then division games
this
and 1 flag.
Type of schedule heavily favors teams that have either a good draft or a very good turnaround in one off season because of the level of competition they are expected to play.
It also favors younger teams because if the team is older, it's just going to have more retirements.
Right.
Yeah.
So
I
this is
I
something
don't like
we're gonna talk about, especially in the offseason, especially after we see this
Yeah.
full thing play out. But
After kind of looking at the schedule,
the way it's currently set up is this is going to essentially set a way for a team that just underperformed the previous season and retains a lot of their players to have a easier than normal schedule the next season
mhm,
and go on a tear. And I
I
think
do
we're
think
seeing that right now.
I do think that it needs to be reformed a little bit. Not that it's bad, but I'll let John.
I think so. I really don't like it. I think I'm getting
Mhm,
rid of it next season. Like what it's once one and done. Because what I want is the good teams to be the good teams and the bad teams to be the bad teams. I want the top 8 teams to actually make the playoffs. And I think every team should have as close to an even strength of schedule as possible. And I think me doing it randomly the way I did before was better for that because this
mhm.
means that like really good teams. You could be a top 5 team in the league, but you get stuck with the hardest schedule possible because you were the 1 seed in your division and you finish 4 and 4 or something like that and could miss the playoffs. And then bad team, the worst thing that I'm frustrated that I don't like is that a really bad team could have the easiest schedule, in the league because they were the 4th seed in their division and they could just like edge out tiny wins versus all the worst teams in the league and make the playoffs. And
I
I don't
agree.
want to see that.
What's
I
crazy
agree
is
100%.
this is with this kind of schedule is where we would see the Cinderella runs for playoffs because those really good teams get hit with the hard schedules, have a lower chance of making playoffs, and they hit like playoffs in like the 8 to 6 or 5 range for seeding, and then they're like, "Oh yeah, I get to go play the number 1 seed who played number 4s all season and snuck by going undefeated because they played every bad team, and the
Yep.
number 1 seed's gonna get schmacked." And
Yeah,
so,
like I
is that
never want
entertaining? Kind of, but also like the number 1 seed should probably be our favorite most of the
Yep.
time, if not all the time. So to
the
say
one
I
like,
do.
seed should mean something. It should
right.
mean something. And when we've had a couple like easy schedule teams make the playoffs before, like the Cobras and the Kingfishers did it a few seasons ago,
But that was
where
due to
they
an
had like 6
expansion.
teams
That was
leaving.
due to an expansion season where the Kingfishers were a bad team, and so they were chosen to play against the
Yeah,
expansion
but the
teams.
reason why isn't important.
Right.
The point is they just had an easy schedule
Yes.
and they made the playoffs and they got smoked in the playoffs. It wasn't entertaining, it wasn't competitive, and we want to see good games in the playoffs, you
The
know? We want
Cobras,
deserving
yeah.
teams.
The Cobras game against the Sabres in season 5 was at least a little bit close, but it wasn't that close either. Like, I think we scored 2 or 3 more touchdowns than the Cobras did that game, and it was a really it was a rough game. But like that's the kind of area where it's like, well, that was like expansion team. They played it very differently than all the other expansion teams, where they played out all of them, but they brought in veterans. So it's like, I think maybe because of their moves, they deserve to be there. But the Kingfishers one was just like really weird to see them there for sure.
I do think that it may be entertaining for like games wise. Like changing, you're gonna have a little bit more blowouts or a little more this, which can be entertaining to see depending who the teams are. I think the entertainment value is outweighed by like just kind of how it should be.
Yeah, how it
You
should
Hmm.
know?
be is the big thing.
Yeah.
Like the Kingfishers and Cobras when they made the playoffs, neither of those teams had a single All-Pro. That just shows how easy their schedule was, and I like the way this format is, it really sets up for that to happen regularly, and I'm not a fan of that.
And
So it's definitely good.
it's already kind of showing it, and we're
Yeah.
not even a full 3 weeks in.
We are getting a lot of banger regular season games though of
Mm,
all the best teams playing each other, which
mm.
is fun.
Yeah. But
But
it's going to be something we're going to talk about a lot, especially as the season goes on, and see where like records end up, and see if we like this or if we're probably going to do away with it, and then like what kind of an impact it has going forward for sure.
We do appreciate attempt at trying to find a system. Though.
Yes.
We're not trying to put it
That
down.
did
Like
save
it's
me a lot of work this season for Ben to do that, and me and him are gonna work. Like I'm gonna work with Ben on making the next system because he did put effort into that, and we do appreciate that.
yeah, we do appreciate it. We're not trying to be like this thing sucks, kill it with fire. But yeah.
I wonder if we could do like an aggregated somewhere in the middle where like you'll play like one or two of the same level and then you'll play like a mix of the other levels throughout. So it's more of a
Maybe.
mixed up
Oh,
like
I think the big
hopefully
issue with that.
average across.
I think the biggest issue with that is that 3 of your games are in your division, which is almost half of your
Well,
games.
it has to happen. You have to play your
and
division.
that has to happen.
Right.
So
and then you have 5 more games to fill and you've got 4 other divisions to go play against. So you're going to play a little bit of everything as you go through it.
anyways.
Yeah.
Anyway,
back to the games.
Now.
Um
Back to Ricard Reese. I had something more I wanted to say. Oh yes, Ricard Reese. So we were talking about how insane this guy's season already is going. He plays the Towers next week.
I don't know if it's next. I don't think it's next week, but
he does eventually.
He plays
though.
the Towers. Ricard Reese,
Yep.
going into the Towers game, already has 10 interceptions or whatever. Revenge game against Heck Allens, who is a hectic player, and just chucks the ball up.
It's week 5 when he's playing them. Reese is gonna stack like 5 or 6 picks in week 5. I'll call it now. He's gonna be player of the week again in week 5.
Yes, also, can I just say the Jackals confuse me this season?
They're always confusing.
Yeah,
like even more so than normal.
But like the Jackals have had a good. I would say the Jackals have had a good start. They had a very close game with the Griffins, one of our Super Bowl favorites right now. Topped, and they only lost by 3. Week 2, they played not a very close game against the Towers. 39-27 Jackals. Rough defensive showing for against the Towers that day, but like offense was clicking hard that game. And then 19-13 against the Tyrants. Tyrants won that one, but still a close game against, again, another Super Bowl favorite. They played them very closely with a 1-score game. Like, Jackals, like, do I think they're upper echelon right now? No. Do I think they are a playoff caliber team, though? Yes. I think with maybe not this schedule, but maybe with the schedule, I think this is a low playoff like seeding team in current power ranking. Like they're like the 7 or 8, maybe 6.
I like the Jackals. I think when Gordon Golden's locked in, which we saw in week 2, he won player of the week.
We have to talk about that.
Yes, I have it written down.
Gordon Golden threw a touchdown pass to himself. Let that sink in for a moment, listeners. He threw a touchdown pass to himself. There has not been a receiving touchdown for a QB since Super Bowl 1. He threw a pass, it got deflected by a D lineman, he caught it and then ran it in.
That was on a 5 touchdown total game.
That's some random Josh Allen bullshit. What the hell?
He thinks he's Marcus Mariota.
He's doing it better, though.
Yes, he is doing it better. 5 passing touchdowns. I think zero interceptions.
0 picks.
And so he had 6 total touchdowns.
Wild game.
So when Gordon Golden wants it, when he's Golden Boy, the Jackals are serious.
Is Gordon like maybe an MVP runner? Like I know we're saying Reese is our favorite right now, but like because of that game, does that light a fire under his ass to like at the very least go get an All-Pro again? Because he's been off the list for a little while.
Yes, so he was a big favorite, runaway MVP candidate favorite last season, and kind of collapsed mid-season and didn't make All-Pro. But this season, All-Pro quarterbacks is a little funky because, unfortunately, in week 1, the Rhinos-Cobras game, Draymond Daniels of the Rhinos suffered a season-ending injury, which is horrible for them, and just like horrible for Draymond because Draymond was, poised to easily make another All-Pro. He just led the league in passing again last season. And like he was probably going to make a third All-Pro and solidify himself as a Hall of Famer this season. But then, he's out. So All-Pro quarterbacks is going to be really interesting because now that's one more spot that's open up.
And on top of that, obviously you have the retirements of the older
And
guys.
Malley's gone, Legaine's gone, Tiber's gone.
Tiber's gone. So that's spots where not necessarily that they were guaranteed, but spots that are easier to
much
get,
easier to get now. Yeah. So like making All-Pro as a quarterback has been like the hardest thing ever because Tiber and Malley are stealing it every season. You have guys like Grady Burke and EJ and Draymond who are eating up the All-Pro spots. So for guys like, Ryan Captain and Gordon Golden to like sneak in there, they're like it's gonna be a lot easier for them now. I think Ryan Captain and Golden are gonna make easily. I think
Maines with the
EJ probably
hoplites, I think for sure
yeah,
now gets it.
I think Maines
Easily.
is gonna get it. I think Maines is gonna be in there. But it opens up a lot for other people to have a moment without a superstar like Draymond Daniels playing, as unfortunate as it is. Another note on that for the Rhinos, there is a little bit of silver lining to Draymond being out for the season because it means that, they're not a contender right now anyway.
No.
But they have a lot of good young pieces like Calvin Smith. Draymond's still there. Jamar Hilton's a good running back. Things like that. That this not having Draymond for the season allows them to tank for a season without getting rid of anyone.
That's what I like they don't have a soft tank.
Yeah, like as long as you have Draymond, you're never going to be a tanking team. Like you're always going to do decent and not have a great draft pick. Well, now he's out for the season, so they can tank without any repercussions, and maybe that could poise them for a quick turnaround going forward. Which I have one more thing I need to say about that actually.
Okay.
So the reason it is Makai's fault. It is Makai's fault that Draymond Daniels was injured, okay? Listen to me. The curse, it is season 10. Why do you not have a backup quarterback rostered in season 10? And there's more to that. Who, of all people, Makai is the one to not have a backup quarterback. The guy who insists on taking a 14th round quarterback every chance he gets. He hogs backup quarterbacks. He traded for Archie Regis last season when the league was in desperate need of quarterbacks. He trades for Archie Regis and ends his career for no reason. And then he has the audacity to not play a backup quarterback. In season 10, there's so many quarterbacks. There is no reason to have it. And he's the guy who makes fun of Avery for not having a full team. It's Makai's fault. It's, not literally because, he had no actual action there, but it's a curse. It's the curse of no backup quarterback. That is why Draymond was injured. The same thing happened to the Emperors. Kaiser Otten.
That was in season 4. There's less QBs available then.
True. But there still was, and they didn't roster a backup quarterback. Kaiser Otten had an injury, a horrible injury, and it ruined his whole career and changed the entire trajectory of the Emperors. And I preach to them, to the league, that you should roster a backup quarterback. Sorry. Okay, I'm done.
Have this for protection. Are we good?
Yes.
Now
we're okay.
I will say on that topic,
Yes.
I maybe don't think it's his fault for the injury. I do think though that with a backup QB, there's a real shot they win that week 1 game.
Yes, 100%.
Instead of getting smacked 39-3 or 33-3 or whatever it was.
Didn't they play like the Kingfishers or something?
It was the Cobras, which decent team at this point. I'll say the Cobras are decent at this point.
Yeah, they are.
But like with the roster that they have, there's no one to throw to those good receivers that we named earlier, Herman Perry and Calvin Smith. There's no one to throw to them.
It's a 3 and out every drive if you don't have a quarterback. So like just having somebody there who can do something is
Unless
better.
you
Who
have
can run a
like
play action is better. Like, there's no reason to not have a backup quarterback in season 10. Makai's not
only
actually responsible for Draymond's injury. I'm being dramatic, but
no.
you should just roster a backup quarterback, please.
Talking about backup quarterbacks, I want to talk about another barn burner in a week 1. The primetime game. 9-3,
Yes, we
Salamanders
should talk
win
about that.
against the Leopards. Mr. Chad Mander finally gets his start.
Mr. The season 4, Mr. Irrelevant, mind you.
And he finally gets his start, and what does he do? Does not complete half his passes.
But
What?
but
How did Kale
but but so Kale Roosh, 197 yards, 60% completion,
Did
2
they both have less
interceptions.
than 200?
No.
Nope.
No.
Chad has
Oh, no, Chad still
237.
had 200 because of the receiver.
Chad had 237.
Oh my
he was
god.
at least he only had 1 interception.
Mud versus dirt. Like, oh my goodness. Dude.
Thankfully,
You
Drek
like it
Lettler.
wet? You like it dirty?
Thankfully,
Wait,
Drek
that
Lettler
sounds
decided. Thankfully, Drek Lettler decided to come play for the Salamanders.
Dude, 48.7% completion. Still somehow had above 200 yards and won the game. Who's your kicker? Johnny Tin? Give
Johnny
that man
Tin.
actually, never mind. Don't give him a raise.
Johnny
He missed
Tin.
half his kicks. Never mind. Give Drek Lettler a raise because holy shit, he carried the team on his back.
Okay. Well, I would like to point out Tucker Borston got a sack.
That he did. The 40-year-old man is getting a sack. No, 35, sorry. The 35-year-old man is getting a sack in the big season sex. It's ridiculous.
Salamanders Leopards. Bitter division rivals. Long time dominant teams. Super Bowl champion teams. Incredible. 2 of the greatest franchises of all time. The Leopards, the reigning champions. Every time these teams face off, it's absolute cinema, guaranteed primetime. This time, they face week 1, the first primetime of the season. And it's wet ass. The worst game of all time. Like, it's just so bad.
You know, there's something.
What can I say? We're out here. What can I say? We're out here setting records.
I was about to say, there's something to be said about electric games, cinema every time. That was a scoregami.
You're welcome, John.
Sure
You're
was
welcome. But no, I feel like not necessarily that Martin Doria could make All Pro again, but I feel like if I would have played him,
he never has.
He never has.
Oh wow! I feel like if I would have played
He's
him, he easily had a chance. But
maybe
now not. But I will say that Edmander started. I think I may have missed his window by a little bit. A serviceable backup.
If he's ever gonna be good.
I think his window was 4 seasons ago.
But I will say he probably has the best winning percentage of any quarterback.
He's 100%. That is something I would like to talk about. So Chad Mander, I'm glad he got a start in the Salamanders history. When you do the all-time starting quarterbacks quiz, Chad Mander's going to be on there now. I'm at the bottom. Yes. But Chad, so that's a huge actual storyline. So Martin Doria, Kingfishers traded a huge deal. So they had their first round pick for this last draft. Ben wanted it so bad because he was trying to make sure he got Kobe Sansa. He wanted the Paladins first, he wanted the Kingfishers first because he thought those were going to be the 2 worst teams. The Kingfishers refused to trade it because, their pick's going to be really high. And then, like a week or 2 later, they trade it and more for Martin Doria, 40-year-old Martin Doria and Quan Reckel.
This was before season 9 started.
Yes, before season 9. And now he had a pretty season with the Kingfishers. They still sucked. And then his contract expired. So they're in contract negotiations this last offseason. Martin Doria, as a longtime, pretty good quarterback and your starter, wanted $3 million. That's pretty cheap for a starting quarterback. Colt was like, "No, you're not getting more than 2 million." He offered him 1. And he's like, "No, like you're giving me 3." He's like, "No, 2. You're getting 2 million." And then Martin Dore's like, "No, like I want 3. You want me to start for a horrible team and suffer? Like I want 3 million." And he's like, "You know what? You can suck it. You're out of here." Martin Dore was released. And that's a good screenshot. Martin Doria was released to free agency, so got absolutely nothing out of his
Tristan,
first round pick.
Did you not know this?
I didn't know
Tristan
that's all
is
he
so
wanted
cute.
was 3 mil.
Oh,
Yeah, that's all he wanted was
What?
3 mil. And Cole was like, "No, suck it," you know?
What
And
cap
he said
space
it
are
he
you
said
saving?
what Colt said was more graphic than what I said.
Oh, I'm sure.
To Martin Doria. So Martin Doria is released to free agency, and I'm like, "Oh, this is great. There's so many teams that need quarterbacks. One of them will sign him, and Martin Doria will start for somebody." Nobody wanted him. Nobody except for the Sabres were like, "Oh, you know, Mateo has connections. That was his old quarterback, to be your backup to EJ." And then the Salamanders bid on him.
I would have offered
Backup
him more
Chad.
if I had the cap space. I only had room for 1
Yeah.
mil.
Well, he goes to the Salamanders because Chad Mander, he's more likely to outdo for a starting role, which now Chad Mander played awful and he's getting a start. I am so happy for Martin Doria because he
agree.
said in a statement that him getting brought into an organization like the Salamanders and given the opportunity to play and start again and him winning his first start for them, he said how much it meant to him. It was like a dream come true. And I'm really happy for Martin Doria, and I think he can take the Salamanders to another playoffs. I think he
I would,
can. They could be an A
would
seed.
also like to say, I also brought in Drek Lettler, and Drek Lettler, and Martin Doria are both from season 3. So I think it's really fun that I get to give these players another home for probably their final season.
I didn't realize Drek was that old. Holy cow.
Yeah,
Man,
Drek
wow.
is old. He
Yeah.
was a superstar as a rookie, led the league in rushing touchdowns, had 800 yards. That was the crazy season 3 though.
Oh, that's right. He was from the Hoplites. That's right. I bid on him too. Son of a bitch.
Yeah, Brady bid on like everybody you did, Tristan.
Yeah, I think Brady messaged me after he put in his bid. Is like, I didn't realize I like bid on the same people you did, but like it's just so happened to be the same guys I wanted. Which, by the way, no shame. Brady and I have a very similar way of playing this game a lot of the time, but like we didn't talk about that. That just happened.
I just went through the names and didn't pay attention to who bid, and I was like, and I looked back and I'm like, Covington, Lear City, Covington, Lear City, Covington, Lear City. I was like, huh.
Oops. Yeah, it was just very funny. But yeah, Martin Doria, I've said for a long time that I liked him, and I kept getting proved wrong that he wasn't the guy for the Direwolves, unfortunately. I'm glad he's starting again. I'm glad he's doing well with the Salamanders. I'm glad he has got somewhere to do something. Yeah.
Crazy career path. Thinking about the fact, like, if you told me seasons ago Martin Doria was going to be starting for the Salamanders on a potential like low level playoff contender, that's such a bizarre thing to think
I would have
about.
told you you're insane.
Are starting for the Salamanders.
Like to say,
that's crazy.
I would also just like to say he fed George McCown. Oh my god.
Yeah, he did.
George McCown is gonna get that Bowen Award that I predicted in the episode or two ago.
George McCown got 187 yards, 15 receptions, and 2 touchdowns under Martin Doria. Martin's got a favorite, that's for sure.
Fed him.
Speaking of the Direwolves, let's talk about that turnaround.
Oh my god, I don't like that John's smiling like that.
I can't. I like started laughing as like, wow, George McCown's crazy, and then I looked at myself and it made me like laugh harder.
I want to talk about the Direwolves turnaround. We predicted these guys to be bottom of the North, and all of a sudden they come in here and they light it up.
Okay, before you continue, what a draft, but also very easy to take those 2 guys that they took with their first 2 picks. But still, what a draft.
Jeff Maggie in his first start,
the boss,
or El Jefe, 276 yards, not insane. 68% completion, nice. 4 touchdowns, whoa. 1 pick, 2 sacks against the Paladins defense. Great rookie start, I gotta say. That's a good first start. They scored
Outperformed
40.
Sansa.
Outperformed Sansa.
Outperformed Sansa.
And they
Good
scored
start.
41 in that game. Great rookie start. Next week, against the Glaciers, who we predicted would be like competing with the North, like maybe number 3, number 2, depending on where it goes, like contending for playoff spot. 34-28 Dire Wolves.
The Direwolves, like,
The
their
Dire
offense is good, man.
and in that second game, Jeff Maggie, 399 passing yards, just shy of 400. Great. 70.4% completion rating and 4 touchdowns, 0 picks. Whoa.
He would have been. Oh my goodness, Brad. The screenshots we could get from this episode. Maggie would have been Offensive Player of the Week if Gordon Golden didn't catch his own pass for a touchdown.
Yes. But like Jeff Maggie as like a rookie starter is going ballistic as a rookie right now. He straight up could be all pro level right now, and he as a rookie on the team who we all counted out before this season even started. This is an incredible turnaround for this team right now. I'll say it right now.
Ben called the Direwolves being good. That offense, that's a good offense, man. With Maggie and Cage, how they're playing. Okay, Brad. Whoa. Whoa. Okay. Anyway, the Direwolves offense is really good. Maggie and Cage, but then you also look at who they already had. Lomas Prez, top 24 receiver. Jihad Jesko, I like him a lot as a tight end. They drafted Haxon Briggs, another good tight end. They drafted who was the receiver they drafted?
Was it Burns?
Yes, Denson Burns. He is the other good rookie receiver. Denson Burns is locked in. He had a great game.
131, 10 receptions.
Denson Burns is locked in. Whatever that means.
Whatever that means.
Denson Burns is locked in, apparently. And then he was locked in. That's a good offense, man.
Was that news report before or after the game?
Before.
That's funny as fuck. Actually, that's funny as
I just put it in there. I literally just said it as a joke. I thought it was funny because this whole thing is like he's full of hate, and then he actually went crazy. But that Direwolves offense is playoff caliber. The defense just needs a lot of work.
Dude, when they play the Emperors eventually, oh fuck. There's gonna be there's gonna be an injury for the Emperors because Denson Burns is going to assault someone.
Burns versus Rykov, bro.
Oh my god. Wait, this might be cinema.
And Lucian. Lucian's a fighter too.
Oh yeah. Shit.
But Lucian's on offense, isn't he?
No, Lucian Gonzalez is the other DB.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Shea
the other wide receiver.
Yep.
God damn, bro.
That's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Love how John's
the Shadow Man
room has just
getting darker. Yeah.
It's because he doesn't have a light on in his room. It's just a natural light. And it's going down.
Yeah. Yelling timber.
It's now 9:30 at night while we're doing this. Let's talk about some of our early favorites. The Tyrants have had a nice start to their season so far. 35-30 against the Hoplites week 1, taking down a good top team. Week 2, they played the Jackals 39-20. Nope, sorry, no. They played the Leopards 14-0. They shut the Leopards out, which maybe not.
Now, granted, Leopards defense, pretty dang good still.
Leopards defense is still good.
Considered. I would have expected the Tyrants to score a few more points, being like this kind of offensive power that they were showing glimpses of last season. But by no means is shutting another team out completely.
That's hard.
An understatement.
That's hard to do. Right.
To not even give up a field goal.
Yeah. And then they had their week 3 game, 19-13 against the Jackals, which holding the Jackals to 13 right now is pretty impressive because the Jackals offense is pretty damn up there. So like the Tyrants are legit 100%. We have been calling it for a while. The Tyrants are here and they're here to take their crown finally.
Legit to quit. Bum, bum.
I'm loving this Tyrants team right now. These dinos are coming back from the Stone Age and they are ready for it.
If only they can get another receiver. Oh,
They
not
have
necessarily.
4.
Yep, not. Hopefully, what's the dude's name?
They needed Dante Okada.
What's the
Chai
rookie's name?
Sarka. Chai Sarka.
Hopefully he continues to put up like he did.
He had a good game. He had a
He had a
100-yard
good.
game.
If he can continue doing that, he will be their guy.
That was
But
out
he's
of
got to.
nowhere too. He had a terrible camp.
But
He
he
did.
has to continue to do that.
Yeah, but he also is the wide receiver 4. So he doesn't
What I'm saying
need to
is
continue that, but
no. But
it would
if he
help.
wants to be the guy, he needs to continue.
Oh yeah.
If he
Yeah.
figures
and-
out the drop problem, I think he's gonna be pretty damn good. But he
I would
needs to
say
figure
that,
out those hands first.
That room is really missing Jamel Jelk's leadership right now.
Wow. We need to stop talking about Jamel Jelks.
Agreed.
How about that?
Uh,
Other news. In week 2, another unfortunate injury. So the Towers they blew up, and in that blow up, they traded a lot of players to the Griffins. One of those players was Khalil Corey, and in return, they got Tyrone Stomp to be their new running back. And
Yeah.
Stomp was very unfortunately maimed by Jackal's undrafted free agent rookie DB Rovon Darrington, who has 3
got
forced
stomped.
fumbles in 3 games.
He got stomped.
And Rovon Darrington already he's the most Jackal player to ever Jackal, if you read his description. And he already has career-ending injured a player, which also makes 2 running backs now in JFL history that were both traded between the Griffins and the Towers and suffered a career-ending injury the next season. Eddie Ladd and now Tyrone Stomp, which is a very unfortunate list.
Poor lad got stomped.
Just poor Towers, dude. The Towers
Okay.
are just in
I
a
would
rough
say
spot right now.
I would say poor Towers, but I don't feel bad. As much as I love you, Owen, I don't particularly feel bad for you right now. I hope that you get it around. I have faith in you. Good luck in the future. That sucks.
And other unfortunate news. Also in week 2, the Kingfishers Sentries game. After the Kingfishers lost to the Sentries, so they have 2 players on their defense. Sam Hampson, former All-Pro D lineman, has been pretty since. Was prior to being drafted, was in prison and was a cellmate with a linebacker named Jay Walker. Jay Walker was drafted by the Sentries. He ended up teammates on the Kingfishers with Sam Hampson, his former cellmate. You might think, oh, they should be good friends and have good chemistry. Also, that might be a bad idea, you know? That might be a bad idea to have that kind of ticking time bomb on your roster. Well, it was a bad idea because they played the Sentries, Jay Walker's old team, and they lost. And they decided that they were sick of losing. Jay Walker was there for the 0-8 Sentries team. And they went and brutally assaulted a Sentries fan in an alleyway. Hospitalized the fan, and they both have been arrested and are permanently suspended from the JFL. Their careers are over. So that's more bad news for the Kingfishers. That's really unfortunate. But I mean, that's kind of the risk you take with those 2 guys individually, former, prisoners, and then you put them together. It's the risk you take.
Yeah.
Crazy stuff. Season 10's been wild.
Not to mention all the other injuries we've had throughout the. There's been a lot.
LeVar Raymond, Corsairs, All-Pro rookie superstar last season.
In our game alone, there are 3 injuries to start the season.
Yeah, that's crazy. And I got the worst one. LeVar Raymond's out for the season, which ruins my line. I talked about that on my F4U Fold Up podcast. You should check that out if you haven't yet. I want to get some guests on that too. Every time I have a game, I want to preview the game with the manager of that team I'm playing.
I want to throw this to some other teams. A big one that I think we talked about a while ago as coming up, the Emperors. Oh yes, I'm a big Emperors fan. They're now 3-0 to start, including against the Sharks, the Sabres, and now the Towers, who they just shut out.
And they beat the Sabres. Dude.
Now
the Emperors.
I'll say this: Sabres had probably a bad game, but hey, Emperor's defense is good. I will give them credit. They're good. I like that defense a lot. I love Kelly Green. I love Gerard Battle. I love Caspian Derrico. God, I wanted him so bad when he was drafted. But I like this defense. And I legitimately think, especially with the schedule remaining for them, I think their worst games now going forward are still their northern games, and they're going to hit these playoffs again, especially with this hot 3-0 start.
I think they're about to finally win the division from the take the division from the Sabres. I think the Emperors, the fact that they beat the Sabres is huge. I think that's going to be the tipping point, and the Emperors are finally going to give a new North Division winner. And for the Emperors, like they look really good. They look really legit. They finally got their tight end too with Von Phillips behind Wes Bowen. Finally. And like for the Emperors, like they're really getting up there in age though. They kind of need to win now. They got Leroy Lockren in free agency, which was a huge pickup, former All Pro from the Paladins. I like what they need to do is like replicate what the Rhinos and Leopards did the last 2 Duper Bowls, which is like not quite at that extreme because I think they could hold out one more season, but it's kind of like that aging team window is closing underdog story, like not a top 2 seed winning the Duper Bowl. I think it's possible for them. I have them in my top like 4 or 5 teams. I think that's what they have to do if they're going to win one with this group.
Now, I will say their schedule going forward is pretty hard. They've still got to play the Glaciers and the Direwolves, of course, the remaining North teams. They've also still got to play Jackals, Tyrants, Griffins. It's a hard schedule, I'm not going to lie. This one's rough for them. However, I do see them keeping these games close, and with the start that they've had, they've built themselves already a pretty good point differential. That I think if they go 4-4, hopefully 4-4, hopefully 5-3, beating out all the North teams, I think they can do it. They can have a good enough point differential that they get in with the 5-3 record, maybe a 4-4 record, as long as they play them close. I see this team making playoffs. I see this team winning a game. I see this team being good, and I want them to be good. I want North teams to be good above all else, personally, because I'm a North guy. It makes us all look better. So I'm hoping for Emperor's success this season.
I agree. I'm really rooting for the Emperors, especially with Wes Bowen. Like I want them to win with Wes Bowen.
Mm-hmm.
And his career, he's getting up there in age.
And they just got Von Phillips as well, which instead of going for big wide receivers, they go for the big tight ends. Von Phillips was the number 2 guy, and he fell really far. I don't know how, but he did. And he got snagged by the Emperors, tight end loving team, tight end loving QB, and he's already playing very well underneath Wes Bowen and with Tom Arney. I love this team right now.
We should talk about Kobe Sansa a little bit more.
Okay.
This guy just had, in week 3, the best passing game of the season so far, yards-wise, with over 400 to destroy the Leopards. Kobe Sansa. So Jeff Maggie had undeniably a way better first 2 weeks to start out. Jeff Maggie's on like one of the best first 3 games. So Ben made a cool graphic that he sent to the Discord, a cool chart of all quarterbacks' first 3 starts ranked, averaged out yards and touchdowns. It was like Tyler Jericho way off in Narnia, Grady Burke like in the wardrobe, and then everybody else all the way back. At the front of that all the way back pack, Jeff Maggie was sitting in that little group in the front with other like Hall of Fame guys. Jack Malley was in front of that. But Jeff Maggie had a really good start to his career.
Mm-hmm.
Like, is he better than Kobe Sansa? Because that's going to be the debate in the rivalry for their entire careers, being the 1 and 2 from the class. But Kobe Sansa just had an outrageous game, and he has arrived. Because in the first 2 games for Sansa, he didn't really have to do much for them to win those games.
He was mid 200s, I think, both of those games or something like that.
Yeah. like mid to high 200s. But the defense was destroying people. He didn't need to do a lot to win those games. But then the Leopards came to play. The Leopards came to play. They wanted the Kale Rouge revenge game and all that. They showed up. So Sansa had to actually do some playing to solidify that win, and boy did he show out. Holy, he's probably winning offensive player of the week.
Decent chance at it.
Something crazy.
Which I wouldn't put it past it. Season 10 has been pretty nuts so far.
This season's been outrageous.
I don't know. EJ might be coming back with that comeback kid story. He's coming back.
I would love that.
About to go play the
EJ
Direwolves division rivalry.
That'd be great.
But yeah, there's been so many cool things. Like Season X is gonna go down as like one of the best seasons we've had so far
of all time. Starting the next era of the league, and it's really starting off with a bang. I'm really appreciating it. I'm glad it's not just dying into kind of boringness with all the people retiring. It's like no, we got another 10 seasons of awesomeness to start. Fred Manderson just had a 4-sack game.
Wild.
He's gonna be sack leader. Fred Manderson is the closest thing we've seen to Tucker Borston since Tucker Borston.
Yeah. He's still here.
Fred Manderson plays 11 seasons.
Every time Tucker is brought up, I can't tell if John is happy or pissed that Tucker is still around.
Borston. No, I act pissed because it's just outrageous, but no, he's
it's just really funny.
What was the threshold that he needed that he broke? Was it 50 sacks?
I thought it was 60.
80.
Oh, yeah, it was 80.
Oh my
80
god.
sacks. 80. 80 sacks. Let that sink in because he's knocking 80 sacks.
He only needs one or two more, I think, or did he break it already?
He has it. He has it.
He has it.
It is not updated yet, but he hit it.
Got it.
Yeah, it updates at the end of the season.
Yeah, just that's wild.
We will never see that again.
Find you a man who's as loyal as Tucker Borston is to the sport of football.
To the sport of football. Yeah.
I mean, dude, I like to think I make it easy for him to play. But...
Fair. You pay him well.
Tucker Borston, make all pro at 35.
Dude,
make all pro.
That'd be so awesome.
Wild.
I wonder if he would keep playing if he made all pro.
There's one more spot up.
He would.
He'd keep playing if he made all pro.
We talked about this in the Mount Rushmore video. I don't know. He might.
He might.
I mean, at this rate, who knows?
At this rate,
what if he wants to? Dude, he's been a salamander for so long.
He's been a salamander for
8 seasons.
This is his eighth season as a salamander.
You've talked about trading him so many times too.
Because of cap.
You should. You should give him to the Emperors next season. If he plays
still around.
The Emperors D line used to be really good, and they've kind of taken a dump this season.
I don't feel
Lord Von Lovey has been really, really bad this season, and Jason Disson has been really, really bad this season.
I don't feel like he would solve their problems just because of the age.
But it'd be cool.
But at the same time, it's Tucker Borston.
It'd be cool. And if they win it, it's probably the last season they have Bowen next season. So, get Borston a third ring with a third team.
That'd be wild.
It would be wild.
I want to deviate a little bit and talk about a little bit of a weird topic. But over time, we have seen one division be a standout division, top of the league. The West, nicknamed the Golden West, has been the top of the league for many seasons at this point. They've got the most Super Bowl appearances. They've got the most Super Bowl rings. And even last season, when we thought they were still falling off, they had one team at 6-2, 2 teams at 4-4, and only one team that was below a 500 record. To start season 10, all of them are 0-2. We have seen the fall off of the West, I think, finally, from this dominant performance, and it might be due to the schedule. The Corsairs are still a good team, but they have gone 0-2 to start because they've played games against the Sabres and the Hoplite. Was it the Hoplites game too?
I think so.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
The
this
Golden
Hoplites.
West is dead.
So the
is
Golden
very
West,
dead.
the sun has finally set. It's no
has.
longer sunset. That's been eternal. So I
It's
want to talk, and from that we have now seen 3 teams start 3-0: the Tyrants, the Griffins, and the Emperors. What is the next Golden West division? I
The
know
North right now.
we talked about it a while ago in the last episode and maybe before that. We thought it might be the North. We thought it could be the East. I think it's, and the South almost looks kind of good right now as well. The Jackals are 1-2, but it's a strong 1-2. John over here doing his best Darth Sidious impression. But like, I want to say it's the North. I may be biased, but of the preseason rankings in the North segment, we had all 4 teams within the top 12. No other division had anywhere close to that, and 3 of us were in the top 8. I want to say it's the North, but it is a very large hill to climb to reach the amount of Super Bowl appearances and wins that the West has accumulated. How many do they have? Almost all but 1 team has a ring in there, and one of them has 2.
4 rings and a lot of appearances.
It's around 7 appearances or so, I think.
6. 3 Paladins appearances, 2 Sharks appearances, 1 Corsairs.
Okay. Season 7 was the first time we didn't see a West team. But we haven't seen a West team since. Now, we've seen West teams in the playoffs. But
the West is over.
The West is over. And we might not see another West team in a Super Bowl for a while still.
I agree. Yeah, I don't think so. I think the next close, the best division in the league right now is clearly the North. All 4 teams have a shot at the playoffs. 2 are pretty much locks, in my opinion, the Sabres and Emperors. And I think the Glaciers or Direwolves, or maybe both, will make the playoffs.
That's something I want to talk about as well, yeah.
Because I don't think the division, I don't see how they could reach the level of success, top end success that the West did over the first decade with the Super Bowl wins.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see it happening.
The thing is, I love my team. I don't know if we're shoo-ins for playoffs anymore because of the schedule. I have to play every number 1 team, and I just dropped the game to the Emperors, which, by all means, Josh, I'm happy for you. I love that you won the game. But I still have to play 3 more top-level teams.
Granted, one is the Leopards.
Sure. Yeah, one is the Leopards. But
we know what you're getting at.
I still have to play a very tough competition where I might go 500. And with the current way this league is set up right now with this season, 500 might
not be enough.
So I know we like to say the Sabres are shoo-ins or whatever. I love hearing it. But we might not be. Because this is an anomaly of a season a little bit. So I'm very interested in how the rest of the season is going to shake out according to that. But I do think the North is looking to I still do think the North is ready to put 3 teams in the playoffs. Even if the Sabres miss it. That's my thing. Is even if the Sabres miss it somehow, I still think we might send 3. Because of how fast the Direwolves turn things around.
Sorry, Tristan. John distracted me.
I know. I've been watching him as well.
I was trying so hard to get one of you to break.
I'm locked. But yeah, so it's very interesting. And the East right now has got 2 pretty good top-level teams. The Griffins, of course, and the Salamanders might have a bit of an easier schedule to get there with Martin Doria. Throw into that receiving core. They could sneak in as well.
My schedule is very weird.
Your schedule is weird.
just because of the way that the
yeah.
3 teams shook up. And I want to say I actually play you. I think.
We do. Week 7, I think, is when we play.
That is correct. So
yeah,
that's kind of an odd one in there to throw me a top team.
It's
the 3
the
spot. So
our game is like the 1 week where it's like everyone plays like the one other team. That's not like the top or something.
I got cursed with a 1 seed.
I think
top,
I think a lot of these are like 1s paired with 2s and 3s paired with 4s in here. It's how it looks like it shaked out.
Anyways.
But yeah, I just wanted to touch on that because we've been saying that kind of stuff for a long time, but like I think we finally have seen the West like kind of fall off of their throne at this point. It is a throne that sits unclaimed though right now.
The Corsairs are like the chair is like disintegrating into dust, and the Corsairs are still sitting on like the steps
bones
that
of it.
the
No,
chair.
it's like no, it's you go to sit down at a restaurant and you can tell that chair has had a lot of love. You sit down and it immediately goes back to the one corner because that leg is like 2 inches too short.
Yeah, it's about to break.
Yeah.
It's about to break, and then the Admirals are gonna pull up with like one of the little plastic yellow kids chairs from the kids table.
Oh no.
I actually love the Admirals though. Going forward, I think they're actually gonna be pretty good. I like what Miranda's doing. I
really like her involvement. I really like her involvement.
She's doing very well with it. I like the first draft, and I like the Admirals' outlook as the next top West team.
My sneaky playoff pick for the Admirals might have been a little premature, but I do like this Admiral team going forward.
Petra had a really bad first start. They benched Kayvon Holland.
Yeah.
But I just think Petra wasn't ready yet to transition to pros, even though they were playing the Rhinos without Draymond.
I think it was a good chance to start him to see if he was ready.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't hate it. I think because of what we saw with how bad he played, I think that he should develop under Kayvon a little longer.
I think you should switch it back again and let him sit for a bit more time.
Yeah. I think Petra is a developmental guy. He was a later projected quarterback, but he had a good camp. I do like his outlook a lot as the Admirals quarterback of the future, but he should develop under the proven professional Kayvon Holland for the season.
Yes.
I still believe in Kayvon.
Everybody loves Kayvon.
Yeah.
Kayvon is the opposite of Tiber Jericho. The complete opposite. Like the exact opposite. Tiber is like insane talent. Everybody despises him, but he's like one of the best starters ever. Kayvon, everybody loves, but he's like a starter.
I respect Tiber Jericho, but it is my duty to dislike him.
Okay, but you are one of the only people who have an actual like valid, substantial, evidence-backed reason.
But if Tiber Jericho came up to me, I would give him big ol' handshake and say, "Hell of a career."
Can I get your autograph so I can sell it for a high price?
Sign my chest.
Yeah, I don't personally have anything against Tiber Jericho, but I know a lot of other people do.
Hated player. He's like the most hated player ever.
Yeah.
Is this the first episode of Hatless Tristan?
It is actually, yeah.
Oh.
Don't worry, that will be on a trivia show at one point, someday.
Oh
God.
Which actually, I don't think I'm gonna get another game signed up for, so I can talk about that a little bit. Thank you to the 6 players I had who came and participated in that like trial run of that game.
Yeah, you're welcome.
If people have I'm probably gonna release those episodes somewhere here in the next week or so, probably pretty soon. If people have categories they want to give me, absolutely send me their way. If you have questions you want to feature in, send me their way.
Stat related.
I know. I had some stat related ones in there. I had records and stats.
More.
The thing is, you gotta make it that it is a plethora of things, so it is fair across all people who participate in the league.
Yeah.
And so that's why we've got things
Liked
like
the,
puns for player
I
names.
liked
We've
the
got
funny
that was
players.
good.
weird and wild things that have happened outside of the game because these
good.
chats are wild sometimes. And then like we've got Owen and Charles. Holy shit,
my
get off the
God, bro.
Viagra, you bunnies. For trades, man. Absolutely insanity.
Yeah.
Not a single person got within 70 of that answer. And it is so funny to me how I looked
I
at
wasn't
every
even
single
within 80.
I looked at every answer for that and went, everyone is forgetting that there's two teams here, or everyone is just forgetting how big of a trade man that Owen has been.
And
No,
I put every single one of those trades in. I still got it wrong by like 70.
Yes.
I forgot just how many they had because I just blocked it out. Like I saw Towers or Jackal's notification. I was just like, oh, they're at it again.
Yeah, it's
almost because so many of them were like, oh, I'll give you this pile of dirt for a stone.
I don't
Yeah, I'm gonna
have
shit in my hand.
Yes.
Here,
I don't
give me
have
give me a sec.
I don't have the written note where I counted it up, but I hand counted them, making tallies on a note card for every single one of them. I hand
Bless your soul.
counted that for that joke in that bit, and I'm so glad I did because it's such a good reveal in both episodes of that game show. It's so funny seeing the reactions of that, including with Owen being one of them. It's so golden. But anyway, yeah. So if you got players and ideas for like weird puns for names, send me their way. You got ideas for categories or just questions in general, send them my way. If you've got a weird moment in Discord or somewhere that's happened or whatever, send it my way because it might make it in at some point if I ever do it again. Why is John sharing his screen?
I'm scared. I don't want
What
to
in
the... I'm gonna press it because I'm serious.
I cannot remember what the situation going on was when Josh made that.
Whoa.
I don't know. It's so
But
good. Are you still looking at my screen share?
I had to mute your stream because I was getting feedback, but yeah, I'm watching it still. There's so many good pins around here. That's like, man.
This is my favorite one ever.
That one is good. When you're tired
Because
of
Makai
trading,
has to have the
get
Mr.
it.
Relevant pick. When you're tired of trading for it, so you just win the Jupiter Bowl to get it for free.
Mhm.
Oh, that's good.
There's so many great memes that have come about. I mean, like, yeah.
Oh my goodness, it's so good.
There's so many great moments. Alan Galvin, I know if no one got me, I know Alan Galvin got me. Can I get a 1 touchdown? Is a legendary
Are you
meme.
still watching my stream?
Yeah, I've got it open.
Okay, good.
Oh man, Poe Corner. There's the Alan Galvin one.
Yeah. Wait, where's JFL?
Too bad we don't have fifth rounders anymore to show. Oh, the Joe Psych.
Why is it when something happens, it's always free?
I didn't even include the Kingfishers in that calculation either. Man, that would have been something.
Wait. The 3 pins. The walls are whispering and I would cork
I loved pretending to be drunk that one random night. The walls are whispering.
Newly crowbar spotted. Go.
There's so many good pins in these.
This idea makes me uncomfortable. Wait, no, this makes me uncomfortable but gives me an idea.
I don't even remember what that was for. I'm Matt bragging.
I want pants stripe. Gosh, I love this
so many great moments throughout league history. So yeah, send me ideas for game show stuff if you want. I know at one point we had the idea of the wall or like the boss where people would have to face off against trivia against John as like a team
Really?
against the commissioner. We might see that happen at some points. That'll take a bit more planning on my part to set up. I'm not as familiar with that game concept, but
Give
that would be a
me
fun one to do.
Give me it could be like a Jeopardy type thing. Give me some kind of trivia game where it's all JFL ball knowledge and it's me versus like 3 managers, 4 managers,
Mm-hmm.
and see if they can beat me.
Well, that would be
That's
like the
what I want.
the way the boss works, I think, is like both teams get like the question and then they both answer at the same time and I say like who got it right and then basically like or no, it's the chase, sorry, not the boss, the chase. And so the
Hey,
team
Scrags.
me, I don't know. Like the team of other players is trying to get to like a certain point while like the boss or like the expert is chasing them up the wall. And so if the expert catches them, they lose, or if they reach the top of the wall, um the team wins. And usually it's for a cash
That could be
prize.
fun.
I don't have actual cash to give
Well,
out.
yeah, we
Buddies,
can
I
prize.
just graduated college. You think I have funds? Um
That could be fun
but
though.
that could
That
be a fun
idea.
one to do. So
Please give me an asymmetrical trivia ball knowledge game where they have to take me out. That we can ask all the hard questions because it's a, yeah, it'd be so fun.
but yeah, so
Family Feud
Please.
style. What would you do to
Cork Po.
what would
Yeah,
you do
what
if
would you
Poe
do?
Cork was in
What would
front
you
of
do
you?
with
I
Po
would
Cork?
I would
Po Cork is not a
cork a
victimless
Poe.
crime.
Pants are off.
The
That's a
Po
good
Cork,
answer.
good answer.
Po Cork, corking Poe is not a victimless crime. Anyway, is that an episode?
It might be. We've been going for
Okay,
nearly
before-
2 hours at this point. Holy cow.
fabulous. This is a great episode. We
This is
had
a
a
great
fiery
episode.
episode. There are some
I would also-
clips in this
Dude,
episode.
I'd also
The-
like to say,
the fucking rant.
Lucas, Matt Greg is mine. You're not getting him. He's mine.
Tristan, please clip the rant and send it to me.
The rant specifically? Okay.
I'm gonna use it as promotional material for the podcast.
I don't think I'm gonna do much editing on this one. I was close to almost just straight uploading this one. I can get
I don't
that
think
clip.
you need
though.
to edit much.
I can-
If you could just
Yeah.
cut the clip out for me.
The thing is,
John,
like,
did,
I
did
want
you,
to-
did you see what I was?
Oh,
you see
I'm
what I was
leaving
doing
everything in here
during your rant?
on this one.
What?
You see what I was doing during your rant?
No, I was like pretty locked
Okay,
in.
then I'll wait for it. I'll wait for you to see.
Fantastic.
Okay.
No, so
Um,
yeah, I do need to actually throw this into After Effects though, because or whatever I use, because I want to put the intro onto it. But yeah, other than that, because I put
I
the
want-
list of our players from the first segment up like in my recording, so I've got that already. So I don't need to do an after thing for that. But yeah, this has been a really good one because
I have a little
I mean-
outro.
okay, fantastic.
This is a great episode, but thank you all for watching this long in. You're probably at work or in the gym or something. We're gonna try to keep doing this, but shout out to the other managers who are putting out JFL content. We're getting a lot of JFL Wire articles, but also other podcasts are being started. Very, very awesome to see. The Inside the JFL with the Bush Bros, Lucas and Will Bushy, and Lucas Bush and Will Bushy, the Bushes. Anyway, they're putting together Inside the JFL, which is awesome. Great stuff there. Love to see it. We definitely need to get some of those guys on here and vice versa. Tony started the Prowl for his Leopards, the leopard centric podcast. I started my Corsair one, and I know that another group is starting up another podcast. Ben, Trent, Mackay, and Owen are starting up their own podcast. So we're getting a lot of JFL content out, and I'm really excited to have this much going around. Always have something to listen to. So I really hope they keep putting out stuff, and we can get guests on back and forth.
Tristan, I don't know if I want to do mine in like video or article format. I feel like video would be more fun.
Up to you.
Tristan knows what I want to do, but
I don't.
I know you don't.
Yeah.
Are you scared? Should be.
Are you scared?
No, because you're a little shrimp.
Dude, I already watched a supernatural horror movie last night. I don't need this bullshit either, too.
Wait, I don't know how it looks on your guys' end, but I look like an analog horror. Like,
You do.
We could
I
just
look like an
barely see
alternate
your
from Mandela
fingertips.
Catalog. Yeah.
I can
You
see
see
your
me
left
smiling?
hand, and that's it. I can see the smile. Them pearly whites back there. All right. But yeah.
Wait, look at this.
Oh, hell no. Oh, hell
And you gotta
no.
moisturize.
Well, I think that's my camera quality.
But yeah, I loved
I
all
was
the
just saying
talks.
it.
I loved all the talks we had today. I love when we get a
Yeah.
rant going, and I'm gonna leave these rants in going forward. I know I cut
Yeah.
out the first one from the first episode because it felt a little mean. I might dig that up and release that as bonus footage because
If they're actually mean,
I gotta go
then we
back
can-
and really look at it because it was like a year ago now. Actually, I gotta look back at the date when we did our first one because we might be over a year. I can't
It's like
remember. I
10
think
months, I think.
no, it's longer than 10 months. It was last
Are you
summer when
sure?
we did our last one. Yeah,
Still could have been 10 months.
I'm gonna need to look, but we're getting close to that date if we haven't already passed it. So
I'm gonna have to scour through this episode. They just flashed me. I'm gonna have to scour through this episode for all the good screenshots because there's quite a few.
there's a lot. Yeah, there's a lot. Brady made up 50% of them by himself.
Yeah, I need to go eat dinner.
Oh, we need the one of when I'm like in the corner just looking at my wall.
Yeah.
That's a great one. But yeah. Anyways, I'll take us out of here. Thank you guys so much for watching. Keep putting out your own content. Keep interacting in the Discord. Let us know if you guys have thoughts for either segments on this, segments in game shows, or other trivia, other stuff. We can't wait to see what everyone does with the league, with all the weeks ahead. We're so excited for the rest of Season 10. I've been Tristan with the Sabres, with John with the Corsairs, and Brady with the Salamanders. This is Around the JFL, episode 10, signing off.